Today, we're diving into a piece of tech that wants to kill off one of the most annoying parts of our day, the checkout line. It's called the Intelligent Checkout System, and it could totally change the way we shop. Seriously, just take a second and think about that. What if you could just grab your stuff from a store and walk out? No lines, no scanning, no digging for your wallet. That's the future this technology is aiming for. Okay, so why all this fuss about the checkout line? I mean, it's just a few minutes, right? Well, as it turns out, that final step in your shopping trip is a way bigger deal than you might realize. I mean, check this out. Research shows that for almost 40% of us, the checkout experience is a make or break moment. A long wait isn't just a little annoying. It's a reason to take your business somewhere else next time. And, in the last few years, this has become even more important. We all got used to wanting contactless everything, right? So a system that gets rid of lines, that's the ultimate way to keep things moving and give everyone some space. All right, so we've got the problem down. Slow, crowded checkouts, they're bad for us, they're bad for business. So what's the fix? Well, it's not about making the line faster. It's about getting rid of it entirely. And this right here, this is the core promise. Just imagine, no more fumbling around trying to find the barcode on a bag of chips or a carton of milk. The whole idea of scanning stuff one by one, gone. So this is the Intelligent Checkout System. And at its heart, it's basically a really smart automated process that uses machine vision. You've got two cameras doing all the work. One is looking down at your items, figuring out what you're buying. And the other one, well, that one's looking at you, figuring out who's doing the buying. It's this really cool two-part ID system, and it's all powered by AI. Okay, so that's the big picture. But how on earth does an AI actually see your groceries and know who you are? Let's peel back the layers and get into the tech. The whole system really boils down to two main jobs, two big tasks. Task one, it's got to see and know every single thing you've put on the counter. Task two, it has to know for sure that it's you, the customer, so it can charge the right account. Simple as that.
So let's tackle job number one, seeing the items. For this, the creators used a really powerful deep learning model called MaskRCNN. Now, what's so cool about this one is that it doesn't just draw a lazy box around an object. No, it traces the object's exact shape, pixel by pixel. That makes it incredibly precise.
But wait, how does a computer learn the difference between, say, a banana and an avocado? Simple. You show it a lot of them. I mean, a lot. This AI was trained on a massive dataset of 21,000 high-res images, letting it learn all the tiny little visual details of 60 different items you'd find in a supermarket. Okay, so the groceries are covered. Now for part two, identifying you. This is handled by a super clear four-step process. First, the system just looks for a face in front of the camera. Easy enough. Second, and this part is so important, it runs what's called an anti-spoofing check to make sure you're a real live person. Third, it analyzes the unique features of your face. And finally, it compares those features to its database to find a match. Boom. And this slide just shows that process perfectly. On the left, you've got the four simple steps we just walked through. And on the right, that's the nitty-gritty technical flowchart the system is actually running in the background. It's the same logic. Detect, verify, analyze, match, but you can see all the little decision points laid out. Now, I mentioned that anti-spoofing check, and I gotta say, this part is absolutely vital. This is the security guard at the door, right? It's what prevents fraud. It's looking for liveness, all those tiny, subtle cues that prove it's looking at a real, three-dimensional person, and not just someone holding up a picture or playing a video on their phone. It's a really smart security gate. All right, so that's all the theory. You've got an AI for the food, an AI for the face, and they work together. But the million-dollar question is, does it actually work, like in the real world? Let's find out and look at how the system performed. And the results, wow, they're pretty staggering. The system's mean average precision, which is basically just a fancy way of saying its overall accuracy, came in at an incredible 98.15%. Now, for anyone who works with AI, that is a phenomenally high score. And here's what that number actually looks like in practice. You can see the system doing its thing, drawing those little boxes around the items, correctly naming them, and adding up the total, all on its own. This isn't just theory. This is it, live and in action, doing its job perfectly. And if we dig into the results for specific items, the performance is just stunning. This chart shows it all, For a lot of items like zucchini and avocado, it got a perfect precision score, a 1.0. It had a little more trouble with a specific type of Coke, but even then, its accuracy was still crazy high. So what does all this add up to? Well, this isn't just some clever science fair project. What we're looking at here is a working prototype for what could very well be the future of how we all shop. So let's just quickly recap the big wins here. The researchers built a complete end-to-end system from the ground up. It can spot multiple items at once and ring up a bill automatically. It nailed that incredible 98% accuracy mark during training, and, crucially, it has that built-in liveness detection for rock-solid security. But you know how it is. The work is never really done. The team already has a roadmap for what's next. They want to build their own custom data set to make the AI even smarter at telling items apart from the background. And they're thinking about using a dual camera system, kind of like the ones in our phones, to get depth information. That would make that all-important liveness check basically foolproof. And all of this brings us right back to where we started. This technology is powerful. We've seen that it works, and it's only going to get better. So the question really isn't if this kind of seamless shopping is coming, it's when. How long until you can just walk out of your local grocery store? It might just be sooner than you think.